Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are building Yuji slash Sukuna, and I'm going to show you how you can make your own. The song that will be playing in the background is Specialz by King Jinyu. There will be other music playing in the background. I'll announce it on screen, but I will not say it during the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. So first you're going to start off with a 4x10 plate, and you're going to place it right there. Next you're going to add 2x10 brick, place it halfway onto the plate. Then you're going to get 1x1 brick with a side stud, best I can describe it. Then you're going to get a 2x8 brick, place it right behind it. Next you're going to get a 2x1 brick that's behind that. You're going to get a 2x8 plate, place it on top of there. And a 2x2 plate, place it on the back. You're going to pretty much mirror this onto the other side. Next you're going to get a 2x4 brick, place it right on the top. And then a 2x3 brick, place it right there. A 2x4 brick, and place a 2x6 plate on top of it. Next you get a 1x2 pitch plate, and then a 1x6 plate, and then you're going to grab another 1x2 pitch plate, and you're also going to need a 1x2 plate. Here. Then you're going to need two 2x2 plates, one on either side, and then you're going to get a 2x8 plate and place it right on top. And then a 2x6 plate and place it on top of there. Now you're going to need a 2x8 plate. Mine broke, but it's going to get covered anyway. And you're going to need two more 2x8s, place it right on top of it. And then you're going to take that, place it right underneath there. It's not the best way of showing it, but that's what you do. You get a 2x2 plate, place it right there. And then you're going to need two 1x4 plates and cover that up to lock it into place. Next you're going to need a 1x1 stud, place it on the top left, and then a 2x6 plate with the corners curved. Then a 1x1 gold plate. So you're going to need a 2x4 red brick. You're going to need a 1x1 brick with the side stud, like from earlier. You're going to need two. You're going to need a 2x4 brick slope, and a 1x2 plate right there. Place it on the side, and you're going to double what you just did with the slope and put it onto the other side. Next you're going to need a stack 2 pieces tall with the side studs. I used random pieces because I ran out, but that's how you do it. You take a 2x4 red brick, place it right there, and a 1x2 flat piece. So you need a 2x1 brick with a 2x1 plate with a side stud, and a tan 2x1 brick. You're going to place it right on top for his collar of his jacket. Next we're going to move on to the feet. You need a 2x1 brick with a 2x3 brick, 2x2 brick, place it on top of there. Next you're going to want a 2x6 piece with a slope, with a 2x3 piece on the back, and a 1x2 bar piece right there. Now this part, it's literally just a support. I use random pieces. You can use pretty much whatever you want. I'd wait for the next part, attach it on the back right there, and then attach the slope part right there. Yeah, pretty much a random support. So you're gonna have to do that twice. We'll play. Now we're gonna need a 2x4, but I improvised since I don't have enough pieces. You're gonna need a 1x2 all joint, and then you can put it on the end of the 2x4. And you're gonna need a 1x2 clip, put on the other end, and then you're gonna need a pretty much looks like a robot antenna. It's a 1x2, put it behind the clip, and a 1x2, put it right there to fill in the gap. Next, you're gonna need a 2x4 piece, put it on top of all of it. A 2x2 flat piece with no studs on top. A 2x2 with studs on top, and then a 2x2 without studs. Stack them all together. You're gonna need 2 of those. Pretty much attach them right on top, and there you go. Attached to the hitch pieces on the bottom. Next, we're doing his arms. I use these pieces, but you could use a 2x4 piece. Start with that. A 1x4 piece, put it right there, not flat on, but a little off to the side. A hitch piece, 1x2, a longer way. You're gonna need a 1x2 with plate with studs on the side. A 1x2 black piece, plate. And then you're gonna need a 2x1 hitch and put a 1x1 plate underneath it on the side. So you're gonna need a 2x4 piece, put it right there. Then you're gonna need a 2x6 piece, put it pretty much locked in, and a 1x6 piece to cover the outside. Kind of looks like a microphone for your attachment for the shoulder. There you go, you got your chunk of your arm at least. Next, for the forearm, you need a 2x3 black plate, and then a 1x2 red plate, and 2x4. I improvised again. I'm low on pieces, I'm sorry. 1x2 clip go on the back to connect to the elbow. And then you are going to need a 2x2 black pieces, black plates, stack them on top. This will be impossible to separate, so have fun if you ever take this apart. 1x2 flat piece, 1x2 all joint, and then a 2x2 slope to lock in. Here's the hand. You need a R, 1x2, 1x2, black 1x2 with the clip on the side, 2x2 tan piece, a 1x2 hitch connect to the wrist. Now for the fingers, you can do a clip 1x2 with a tan 1x2 on top. You need a 1x1 clip with a tan 1x1 on top. Do that type of finger twice, 3 times. Attach it to the wrist, and there you go, guys. Now to do Sukuna's domain hand shape, and put the thumb in, pinky in, but the front two stay up like that, and both hands go together, and we do that. Now with the power of editing, we have made 2. They attached right to his shoulders, like so. Now for the heads, this part is going to be something. A 2x3 piece and a 2x4 piece stack on top of each other. A 1x2 piece. You're going to need a 1x2 with 4 studs on the sides. A flat 1x2 plate, 1x2 with 1 stud in the middle, and then you're going to need a cheese wedge for the nose, and 1x4 and 2x4 on the back bricks. And you're going to need two 2x4s stacked on top of each other. Go right behind the nose. Do a 2x4 brick right behind that. Need a 1x4 black plate, and then a 1x4 hand plate right there. This is for like Yuji's black marks underneath. You're gonna need a L-shaped brick. You need two of those. Attach right above the nose. You're gonna need 1x2 tan piece. Pink 1x2. Two pink 1x2s stacked on top of each other. Right there. We need two 1x2 slopes. 1x1 flat pieces on top of that. A black 2x4 goes on the back. Next, you're gonna need a 2x2 brick goes right in the middle. And you're gonna need a 2x3 plate that goes on top of that into place. 2x2 flat piece that goes on top of that. Two cheese wedge pink pieces for the front of his hair where it slopes up a bit. For the back, you're gonna need a pretty much the opposite of the pink slope we had before, and then a pink slope that goes down. And double that on the other side there. 1x2 pink piece, and a 1x2 pink piece right there. Kind of making his hairstyle, so you're gonna have to follow on with what you're seeing on screen and my voice. Yeah, double what you did before on the other side. And you need 1x2 pink piece, and 1x1 hand piece. You could pretty much use whatever you have in your bins for his hairstyle. This is just what I did. Back and you use one of those. There's 4 studs on the sides, 1x2 that sticks out of it. Right there. You need a 1x4 brick that it like curves back like a slope. You need a 1x1 pieces with a stud on the side, right there, pink. And then put kind of looks like a seat right there. 1x1 with a stud in the middle, and a 2x1 with a stud in the middle. There you have Yuji's head. Now for Sukuna's head. This is going to be something because his head is way more detail and a very different design than Yuji's, as you can see. A very different technique that I used for him. So let's get into it. 2x3 piece at the bottom, 2 2x3s, and back to back like that. Black 1x2 with a stud in the middle. A piece with 1x1 with a stud on the side. Doesn't matter what color because it will be covered anyway. 2 tan 2x1s with studs on the sides. Then you need a 1x4 tan piece on the back. An L-shaped plate with a tan plate 1x2, and put a little 2x1 slope right there. A black slope that attaches right there. These are for the black markings that are all around his face. 1x1 right on the back right there. Attach right there next to the brown piece. And double it on the other side. Next, a 1x2, 1x2 slope. Then put a same piece we used for Yuji's nose right there, right on top of the brown piece, where the stud sticks out. A 1x3 with 2 studs in the middle. A 1x4 with a red 1x4, black 1x2 on top of it. A brick piece and just use the line in the back. And a black cheese wedge, 2 of them, make like a V shape. This is for his forehead, right up there. Now back there, I'm gonna put a black 1x4. I improvised with 1x2s. Next thing you could use a 2x4, but I improvised again. Apologies for the improvising. A 1x4 pan piece, 2 pink seat pieces that go on either side. The black 2x4 will work, but I improvised again. Two 2x2 pan pieces stacked on top of each other right behind where the V mark is. Pink 1x2, 2x2, it goes right on top. 1x2 that goes behind it. Next, a 1x2 brick and a 1x2 slope with a 1x1 on top of it. And copy that pretty much onto the other side. A 1x4 flat pink piece that covers all of that area. Next, you're going to need a 1x2 with 4 studs on the side. Same piece we used for the back of Yuji's hair. The seat looking piece we used earlier for Sukuna's hair. 1x2 on top of his head. Now you're going to use a 3x3 with 1 corner curve. And you're going to use a slope, 1x2 slope for the front of his hair. A circle 2x2 pink piece. 1x1, 1 corner curve. 1x1. And you got first in his head. There we go. Now you have your own Yuji / Sukuna and Okehazama. Farewell.
Working at this enemy, stronger than I ever be. Working at this enemy, stronger than I ever be.